Write that right for the Board of Ed.
Good evening, panel, parents, children. My name is David Dobosz. I'm a deacon at St. John the Evangelist Lutheran Church. Our parish is a member of Churches United for Fair Housing, and that automatically makes us part of the Southside Community Schools Coalition. We know that PS19 can educate its children. If it educated Antonio Reynoso, we know it can. It educated our children in the 60s when we had community control. Yes, back then there were still problems with schools of color getting less resources than white schools. But we educated our children, and that's perfectly clear. But remember, before the 60s, it was far, far worse. That's why we occupied the schools and sat in and forced the Board of Education at that time to listen to us. And they were forced to because we closed the schools and shut them down. Yes, we boycotted the schools. They had no choice. Sorry to say, the problem began when our assembly people and our senators up in Albany voted in mayoral control. That was the problem. I didn't hear Mr. Lopez's representative say that Mr. Lopez is now against mayoral control. But there is one man in our community that I did hear say it, and that's Joe Lento. He apologized and said he was wrong. He never should have voted in mayoral control. Because the mayor's idea of right is not our idea of right. We asked the Department of Education to do the right thing, but they are doing the right thing in their eyes. They call it portfolio development. What do you put in a portfolio? You put your stocks and your bonds. You put your real estate deeds in there. They are not about education. They are about shifting around the real estate. They don't believe that we own the schools. Joel Klein said the chancellor owns the schools, the mayor owns the property, and as long as we leave it in his hands, we are in trouble because they don't want El Puente here. They're dangerous. They don't want the teachers that teach the kids about their culture and civil rights. They want it wiped out. What are they replacing it with? They're replacing it with these gosh-awful tests that are dumbing down our children. They are trying to make our children a servant class. Get together. We'll all get together and shut them down. Because if we don't do it, we will have the genocide that Pastor Gonzalez is talking about. We must save ourselves by going in and taking over those schools and forcing a culturally based education with all the language and all the studies that are going to empower our children. If we let them become servants, they will become robots of the 1%. We must stop it now.